Welcome to Legends.
Today, let's talk about running whiskey at midnight. GolfCask Legends Series inductee number 2, Junior Johnson. This whiskey speaks for itself. Thank everybody at Lost. One of my favorites here in the state of Virginia. So now for all you NASCAR fans and just fans of a great story, let's learn more about Junior Johnson. NASCAR guy, Daytona 500 winner, team owner, and Tom Wolfe called the last American hero. I encourage you to go to your Google box and look up that article. It is absolutely fascinating. Junior Johnson didn't start at the racetrack. He started with illegal whiskey, back roads, and a very real possibility of going to prison, which honestly is the most American origin story imaginable. Let's set the scene. Picture rural North Carolina, not the postcarded North Carolina, or even the craft distillery tour North Carolina. This is Wilkes County. Hills, trees, dirt roads that look innocent until they jump up and kill you. And moonshine, not the heritage type, not the artisanal. I'm talking real moonshiners. The kind of people that made it because 1, tax laws were stupid, 2, liquor laws were even dumber, and 3, these folks have been doing it this way for longer than the government had laws on moonshine. Junior grew up where moonshining wasn't a rebellion, it was actually infrastructure. Let's dispel a few myths about moonshiners. Here's what people get wrong all the time. Moonshiners weren't reckless idiots. Reckless idiots, they're the ones that got caught. Moonshiners were logistic experts. You have still sites hidden like Cold War bunkers. You have distribution networks that ran on trust. And one absolutely critical piece, the runner. Because the still made the whiskey, but without the runner, the product didn't move. So the runners relied on something, their cars. The NASCAR before NASCAR. They weren't hot rods. They were purpose-built escape vehicles. Suspensions beefed up to carry hundreds of extra pounds. Engines tuned for torque, not bragging rights. Paint dulled so headlights wouldn't bounce back to cops. Junior Johnson didn't just drive these cars, he understood them. And that understanding was high stakes. He said it best himself. Moonshiners put more time, energy, thought, and love into their cars than any racer ever will. Lose on the track, go home. Lose with a load of whiskey, you go to jail. That's not poetry, that's backwoods math. Let's talk about the roads that made him. So here's the things about back roads. They don't forgive mistakes, they don't widen because you're scared, and they don't care how confident you feel. You learn very quickly that smooth beats fast. And here's some of the stuff that Junior learned that helped him in his NASCAR career. Jerking a steering wheel gets you killed. Panic braking gets you caught. Calm gets you home. When sirens lit up behind him, he didn't mash the gas like many moonshiners. He waited. He let the law overcommit, and he let impatience show itself. That's not instinct, that's discipline forged under pressure. But like all great stories, the law finally won. Eventually, shocker, they caught up to him in 1956. There, he spent 2 years in a federal prison. No heroic speeches, no redemption montage, just a cell and time. And prison didn't make Junior tougher, it made him still. The most important part of the story? Well, this is where the story turns. This is where a lot of guys would come out bitter, but Junior didn't. He came out measured. He realized something moonshining never really lets you admit. Running works, well, until it doesn't. So he stopped running, but he didn't stop driving. Enter NASCAR, before it was polished. NASCAR in the late 50s wasn't all corporate like it is today. It was mechanics, farmers, moonshiners, and the guys that could drive the wheels off of anything. Sometimes that was all the same person. Stock cars were actually stockish, safety was suggested, and reputation mattered more than sponsors. Junior fit in like he had always been there. He didn't talk much, didn't posture, didn't explain himself. He just drove like a man who understood consequences. Then came the Daytona 500 in 1960. Junior didn't lead early, didn't fight everyone, didn't show off. He waited. He was still. He let other drivers burn fuel, burn tires, burn tempers. Then, when it mattered, he went. That wasn't luck. That was a lifetime of waiting for the right moment. Because what Junior understood that many didn't was drafting. Junior didn't invent drafting, but he did notice it. He felt air the way that good golfers feel wind, subtle invisible, and decisive. He explained it later like it was no big deal. When I move behind another car, my own car's speed increases. That's it. No chalkboard, no analytics department, just paying attention. Backwood physicist. Then we'll jump ahead to 1965 when Tom Wolfe wrote an article. The last American hero is Junior Johnson. Yes, Wolfe wasn't romanticizing crime. He was documenting a disappearing species, the man forged before systems existed. Junior wasn't anti-establishment, he was pre-establishment. Before PR firms, before coaching trees, before permission. Junior was cut different. Then came retirement. Well, not really, in 1965. That's when he left the car. But instead of fading away, he becomes more dangerous in a new way as an owner. Man, he built dynasties. First with Cale Yarborough. Junior builds a machine, 3 straight championships. Cale once said, if you don't take a chance, you won't have a chance. And under Junior, those chances were never reckless, they were calculated. And then came Darrell Waltrip, diggity diggity. Different personality, same discipline. And 3 more championships for the owner. And when Darrell eventually left, it got colorful. Waltrip said, upon joining his new team, I finally got me a thoroughbred. Junior fires back. I don't know about any thoroughbred, but I do know we had a jackass around here who just left. That's not beef. That's mutual respect with a little bit of teeth. So why does he belong in the Hall of Legends? This isn't a racing story, it's a human discipline story. Junior Johnson understood something golfers and whiskey drinkers eventually learn. You don't force great, you prepare for it. You don't conquer the course, you read it. Junior learned that at midnight, with a weight in the trunk and consequences close behind. So here's the final pour. Junior Johnson wasn't the last American hero because he drove fast. He was the last because he learned excellence when mistakes were permanent and nobody was clapping. The kind of greatness that doesn't get taught, it gets remembered. So let's toast Junior Johnson, GolfCask Legends inductee, number 2. The man who ran whiskey until the roads ended, who stopped when the law caught up, and who turned discipline into dominance when the sun came up the next day. Cheers to Junior. Postscript. Years after outrunning the law and rewriting racing history, Junior Johnson was officially pardoned by President Ronald Reagan in 1986. The system finally admitted it had chased the wrong man. Turns out, when you build an American sport, sometimes America tips the cap back. Now, one last thing before we lock up. Next in the GolfCask Legends series, we're going to change gears. No sirens, no racetracks, no blue lights in the mirror. Just a man named Grant and the decision that sounds insane until you really think about it. He decided the only honest way to understand cigars was to smoke 10,000 of them. Not collect them, not rank them, not post them next to a watch and a steering wheel. Just smoke them. One at a time, over the years, with patience most people don't have and discipline most people don't want. It's not a story about excess, it's a story about commitment. Same lessons Junior learned on the back roads at midnight, just taught by smoke, time, and stillness. The GolfCask Legends number 3, Grant and 10,000 Cigars. And trust me, you're gonna wanna hear this one. All right, that's it. Spark, sip, swing at GolfCask. And if you like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button, send it to friends, share it wherever you can, and of course, join us inside of golfcast.com where you can become part of the Legends stories. Cheers, thank you, Salancha, and I look forward to driving fast with a little bit of extra weight in the trunk. Cheers, friends.